be a pink gremlin by another pink gremlin. Encore is a main DPS who focuses on dealing huge damage during her Resonance Liberation Cosmos Rave. While her kit is simple, there's a lot of optimization you can do to maximize her damage. I'll walk you through all of her base kit and all the useful animation cancels, estimated damage gains for all of her Resonance Chain perks, optimal weapon calculations, desired echo stats, team building, and some ultra optimized rotations. This is Encore to the next level. Her basic attacks are the core of her DPS. Outside of Cosmos Rave, this is a 4-part combo with a follow-up attack, and can be dodge cancelled at the start of the final attack's animation. When landing a perfect dodge, your dodge counter will start you at the 3rd part of the basic attack chain. Her heavy attack and mid-air attack see no practical use and should not be used. Next is her resonance skill, Flaming Woolies. This can be used to cancel the animation of any part of her basic attacks. The total DPS is only marginally higher than your basic attack combo, but you can swap off Encore during it and swap back afterward to finish the cast. If you're fast enough, you can get a lot done during this time, but we'll discuss that part more in depth when we get around to rotations. Her Forte circuit, Black and White Woolies, allows you to perform a special attack when Encore's dissonance meter is full. This has an extremely long cast time, and similar to the skill, can be swapped off to let run in the background for free damage. This counts as Resonance Liberation damage. Her Resonance Liberation, Cosmos Rave, is a 10-second buff that changes all of Encore's attacks. While you can use her skill 3 times within the rotation, it is not optimal to do so. The reason being is that the cooldown is awkwardly slightly longer than the 4-part basic chain, so you would have to do basic attack times 4 to dodge to auto attack once before the skill comes back up. Since the skill can also cancel your basic attack animation, it's better to do basic attack times 4 into skill, basic attack times 4 into dodge, and then another basic attack times 4 into skill. We end with our Forte circuit, which is also empowered to be Cosmos Rupture during this time. Encore's intro and outro are nothing too special. They just deal damage, though that of her outro is fairly significant. Lastly, her inherent skills are just self-buffs that don't really change how you would play her. That covers it for her basic kit. Let's now look at her resonance chain effects, as well as the estimated damage gain in a max level build with average substat rolls. The calculations ahead were performed with an optimized rotation in my DPS calculator. For a link to that, as well as more information on the parameters, please check the description. Her first resonance chain effect increases fusion damage by up to 12% upon landing basic attacks. Bonus fusion damage is nice, but because an endgame build has a minimum of 100% bonus fusion damage already, this doesn't increase your DPS by as much as you'd think because of diminishing returns. Her S2 eases your energy regen requirement by 10%, though this requirement isn't too hard to reach in the first place. This doesn't have a direct impact on the expected damage. Next is her S3, which increases the damage multiplier of Cloudy Frenzy and Cosmos Rupture. While 40% sounds like a lot, it's only applying to less than 10% of your damage, so it's a small increase. Her S4 gives fusion damage to your entire team after using Cosmos Rupture. This is a sizable boost to damage, though note that it will only apply to damage after your opening rotation. Her S5 increases resonance skill damage by 35%. This is a small gain, but a gain nonetheless. Finally, her S6 gives stacking attack bonuses during Cosmos Rave. The value of this may fluctuate depending on what weapon you use and how your substats roll, but overall, it's a good chunk of damage. That's about it for her kit. Now, what kind of weapons does this little gremlin prefer? Let's take a look in the next section. For the following section, we'll again use a damage metric for my calculations. For the purpose of comparisons, we'll consider an R0 Cosmic Ripples as 100%. First, we'll take a look at the 5-star weapon Cosmic Ripples. This on paper is perfect for Encore, as it also eases the requirement of energy regen you need on substats. However, the basic attack increase is not that large, and as such, the ranks on this weapon hardly provide anything. Next, let's look at the Battle Pass weapon Augment. This also has insane synergy with Encore, but the interesting thing about this weapon is, unlike others which scale their bonus effects up to 2 times at max rank, this one goes up by over 3 times. As such, the damage difference between rank 0 and rank 4 is quite significant, but rank 4 still falls short of a clean Cosmic Ripples. Next is Jinzhou Keeper, an FTP friendly option. At rank 0, it actually comes really close to Augment, though it hardly increases with rank while Augment soars ahead. Rectifier 25 is a crafted weapon, and is held back significantly by the energy regen main stat. Even if you always proc the attack buff, the damage on this one kind of pales in comparison to the other options. If you're extremely desperate, there's always Rectifier of Night, which is Jinzhou Keeper at home. Funnily enough, this is actually a bit stronger than Rectifier 25 at the cost of having no energy regen. But surely Encore deserves better than this, right? For those looking forward to the next character, there will be a limited weapon called Stringmaster. Even though Encore's use of the off-field bonus is extremely limited, this weapon is just that powerful. This is data mined as of right now and may change when it gets released, but right now it completely eclipses Cosmic Ripples as an option aside from the lack of energy regen. Let's talk about echoes. Echo builds are fairly standard. You'll want to diversify your damage multipliers to maximize your gains. For set, there's no reason to not use the 5-piece Molten Rift. We'll use 4 3-3-1-1 cost echoes. The 1 costs are locked into having attack percent as the only good main stat option. The 3 costs should be fusion damage, and the 4 costs should be either crit rate or crit damage depending on which one you need more. Remember that the optimal balancing between crit rate and bonus crit damage keeps them at a 1:2 ratio. For substats, prioritize crit rate and crit damage, followed by attack percent and then normal percent. Make sure to aim for at least 20% energy regen to smooth out your rotation. For more information on substat math and diminishing returns, please check out the section in the text guide. Encore is a powerful main DPS, but she needs supportive teammates to help her shine. Here are some characters she can pair with. Verina is the top priority choice, as she provides several layers of damage buffs on top of heals. What's important about her buffs is that they are also team-wide, allowing you to stack them with any other Resonator's buffs. Sanhua is the next best choice, offering burst damage as well as a huge basic attack damage buff. Aside from those two, other good options include Baiji, Mortify, and Yang Yang, though this is not an exhaustive list. Anything that could provide utility or buffs for Encore works just fine. Now it's time to jump into gameplay. There are three main parts for Encore's rotation: the opener, the burst, and then the recovery rotation. We'll focus on the first two. The opener rotation boils down to starting with Encore's skill, then swapping to your two supports and using their skills, or echoes if relevant, and then swap back to Encore to use Energetic Welcome. Follow up with Infernal Rider and then your Cosmos Brave Burst. Let's see how it plays out in a team with Sanhua and Verina. We'll start with Encore's skill, then switch to Verina and use her skill. Instantly cancel it with her Echo, and then jump cancel the Echo and do a mid-air attack to proc both her inherent skill and Echo set effect. Switch to Sanhua, tap her E, and jump cancel it, while charging a heavy attack detonate. As soon as you let go, switch back to Encore and finish Energetic Welcome. Use Infernal Rider and then Cosmos Rave. Basic attack 4 times and cancel the last one with your skill. Then basic attack times 4 again and dodge cancel the last attack. And then finish with another basic attack times 4 and skill before using Cosmos Rupture. Let's see what that looks like in full speed. In the follow-up burst rotation, we want to fill up the concerto energy of our supports as quickly as possible, so we can proc all the outro effects before going to Encore for massive damage. Here's an optimized example of how that would look like. Following the Cosmos Rupture from the opener, we switch to Sanhua and use her Resonance Liberation, followed by 2 heavy attack detonates. The second one doesn't actually hit, it's just there for timing, but there literally isn't anything else you could do here anyway. As soon as you release the second one, tap her Echo and immediately swap back to Encore to cast Flaming Woolies. Switch to Verina and do her quick buff rotation of skill to Echo to mid-air attack, and then swap back to Encore to do Energetic Welcome. Switch to Verina and fill up her energy with a basic attack or 2 to proc her outro, then switch to Sanhua, skill and heavy, and then outro to Encore. And now you have the world of buffs ready to lay down some huge damage. Let's see it again in full speed. And this about wraps up the guide. If you would like to read more, I have a text version for you in the description. And if you would like to do some theory crafting of your own, try out my DPS calculator or join me in my Discord server to chat about numbers and the like. We'll see you guys next time!